let's talk about Scott Cawthon. Had to check because I don't play that game. So I don't really search out news anymore because it's usually depressing and I can't do anything about it. So why am I gonna bother? So if it's anything important, I kind of just expect Tumblr to give it to me or a friend. Like one of my friends will be like, "Hey, Dragon Con is on this year," and I'll be like, "Oh, great news! I actually wanted to hear." So I hear about this on Tumblr, and I was like, "Okay, seems like a good video to make since I have an unpopular opinion, as usual, which is first off, I think the world is just too overly political because you don't have an obligation to just perform a certain type of politics. Because half the people who are on the left aren't even really like on the left. They're just performing this appearance in public, and some of their actions speak differently. Now, with Scott, what I think is somewhat entertaining is that people seem to be really, really upset about this because he made a video game franchise they liked. And so he's been doxxed, he's been harassed. He has a pregnant wife, which I've seen plenty of comments going, well, who cares if his wife is pregnant? If you were such a good person as you think you are, you would care because that's a person who is who's pregnant, who's going to have a baby, and they're going through a lot of stress, and stress is bad for a baby. So if you're just an objectively good person, you might consider that someone being pregnant means you should be nicer to them. It's that simple. And I've just seen so many comments going on and on about how, oh, he gave money to Republican people. He's so horrible. We should do all these rude, mean things to him. Again, a lot of people are Republican. A lot of people have in the past or still do believe things they don't necessarily agree with what you agree with. Hell, plenty of people who voted Republican or voted Trump don't agree with every single thing he did or change their minds over the course of his presidency. I know plenty of people who came in on 2016 being full Trump supporters and then in 2020 going, oh wait, I made a mistake. It's a little bit unfair to judge an person's entire life and character based off of a couple donations, people you don't like, because you don't have to support everything a person does to support them politically. Like, it's not a game of you're not picking Jesus here, you're picking the best choice out of what you have. Now for me last year, or 2 years ago, however we're going to judge last time's politics, that would have been Bernie Sanders. I was really supporting him as a person. He made the best choices for me. And then after he was out of the ring, well, I didn't like either of the candidates, so I had to figure out which one was the lesser evil. That's how it works. You don't have to support every single thing a person does to support them in a specific context. And so there's all this bullying, because this is what it is, it's bullying. When you decide that someone does something that you don't like and then you want to call them names or call them out or insult them or dox them, that is bullying. Because here's something that I don't think everyone realizes out in here. If you made it this far, the password is lavender, because I know half of y'all don't get past the first 30 seconds when I say something you don't like. All this bullying, it's bullshit, because the simplest thing to do if someone does something that you don't like is to just ignore it. You can still play Five Nights at Freddy's and completely not think about how the guy donated to a cause you don't like. You can 100% read Harry Potter and not care about the transphobic comments because it doesn't directly affect the text or your enjoyment of it. I can read Lovecraft's work and think this is some amazing horror and not have to think about the author the entire time. You can separate the author and the work that they created. It's very easy to do. And then on a smaller level, it's just internet safety 101. If someone does something that you don't like, if you don't like how someone's writing a certain fan fiction, or if you don't like a certain person's opinion, you know what's less stressful than lingering on their page and commenting and trying to bully them, make them feel bad? You can just leave. That's what I do. That's why I don't understand how some of y'all act. Because when I see things that I don't like, when someone acts a certain way that I don't like, I don't sit there and then be like, I'm going to discuss with you and tell you exactly why I don't know. I just leave. There's a little X button in the corner, the tab, you press X, and then it's gone. And you don't have to look at it anymore unless you want to go look at it. Especially when the title is very obvious. For stories, comments, whatever. That's on you for clicking it, and that's on you for being so emotionally attached to an internet argument that really doesn't have any relation to your real life. This does not relate to my real life in any way. I don't play Five Nights at Freddy's. I hardly play computer games at all. And I don't really care if this guy donated to a cause I don't necessarily agree with, because Another thing is, in the real world, you can't always wave your flag on your beliefs everywhere all the time. Sometimes you have to deal with people that you don't necessarily agree with. I've worked plenty of jobs where my coworkers were hardcore Republicans or not like LGBT people or didn't like certain aspects of just in general that I did. So you know what I did? I didn't talk about politics at work. I went there, made my paycheck, and went home. And when I went home, I didn't think about them anymore because they weren't at my house and I didn't care about them like that. You need to learn how to curate your experiences so that this shit isn't that big of a deal, because you certainly make it out to be bigger than it has to be. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, the password is, peaches. We'll see who actually gets there, and I'll see you guys next time.